Greetings, seekers of truth, and a warm welcome to the morale. We live in a world obsessed with the finish line. Open your social media feed, turn on the television, or walk through the bookstore, and what do you see? You see the glory of the result. You see the millionaire standing on the deck of a yacht. You see the athlete holding the gold medal, tears streaming down their face. You see the writer holding the bestseller. We are conditioned from the moment we enter school to worship the goal. We are taught that life is a series of mountains to be climbed, and happiness is waiting for us only at the peak. We tell ourselves, when I get that job, I will be happy. When I lose 10 kilograms, I will be confident. When I save 10 lakh, I will be secure. But let me ask you a question that might unsettle you. How many times have you set a goal, a magnificent, glittering goal, only to watch it crumble into dust within a few weeks? You start January 1st with fire in your belly. This is the year, you say. You write it down, you buy the running shoes, you download the budgeting app. But by February, the shoes are gathering dust, the app is unopened, the fire has turned to ash. Why does this happen? Is it because you are weak? Is it because you lack discipline? No, it is because you are playing the wrong game. You are obsessed with the destination while ignoring the vehicle that gets you there. You are obsessed with the goal, but you have ignored the system. Today, we are going to dismantle the myth of goals. We are diving deep into the philosophy of build your system. We are going to teach you how to stop chasing the horizon and start building a machine, a system that moves you forward inch by inch, day by day, inevitably toward the life you deserve. Imagine for a moment that you are standing at a fork in the road. To your left is a road labeled Goals. This road is seductive. It is lined with flashing neon lights. There are massive billboards promising you the world. One says, lose 10 kilograms in 30 days. Another screams, become a millionaire in a year. Another promises, land the CEO position in 3 months. The road is crowded. Everyone is rushing onto it, eyes wide with desire, hearts pounding with the adrenaline of the dream. It looks exciting. It looks like a movie. To your right is a road labeled Systems. This road is quiet. There are no flashing lights. There are no crowds. The sign at the entrance is small and modest. It reads, Build small habits. Be patient. Love the process. It looks boring. It looks slow. It looks like work. The question is, which road will you take? If you're like 99% of the population, you will instinctively choose the first road, because the goal is dazzling. It triggers your dopamine. It feels good just to imagine the result. But here is the brutal truth. The people who actually reach the destination, the true winners, are the ones walking on the second road. They are the architects of systems. Let us dissect why the road of goals is a trap. 1. The trap of the outcome. Goals fixate your happiness on a future event that may never happen. You say, I will lose 10 kilograms. You work hard for 2 weeks. You step on the scale. Nothing has changed. Perhaps you gained a pound. What happens? You crash. You feel like a failure. You quit. A system, however, focuses on the action. The system says, I will walk for 30 minutes every day. You walk, you finish, you win. You don't look at the scale, you look at the calendar. The result is a byproduct, not the target. 2. The trap of finality. Goals have an expiration date. Suppose your goal is to save $500,000. You work hard, you scrimp, you save, and finally you hit the number. You celebrate. But then what? The game is over.
The motivation evaporates, you drift back into old habits, and soon the money is gone. A system is infinite. The goal is not to save 500,000. The system is to become a person who saves. The game never ends, so the progress never stops. 3. The trap of binary failure. Goals create a binary world, success or failure. If you want to write a book in a year and you only write 10 chapters, you feel like a loser. You failed the goal. But a system says, I am writing 500 words a day. Every day you write, you are winning. The system allows you to feel successful every single day, not just at the finish line. 4. The trap of external pressure. Look closely at your goals. Are they yours or are they borrowed? I need a big car because my neighbor has one. I need this job because society respects it. Goals are often chains forged by other people. Systems are personal. A system is about your lifestyle, your rhythm, your daily reality.
Let me illustrate this with a story. Consider two men preparing for a marathon. The first man is a goal setter. He prints out a picture of the finish line. He tells everyone, I am going to run 42 kilometers. He buys the most expensive gear. On the first day, filled with the manic energy of the goal, he runs 20 kilometers. He pushes his body to the breaking point. The next morning, he cannot walk. His muscles are torn. His motivation is replaced by agony. He skips the next day, and the next. The goal now looms over him like a dark cloud, mocking him. Within 2 weeks, he quits. The second man is a system builder. He has no poster. He tells no one. He simply sets a rule. I will put on my shoes and run for 20 minutes every morning, no matter what. Some days he runs fast, some days he runs slow, but he never misses the 20 minutes. He is not obsessed with the marathon, he is obsessed with the routine. After 6 months, his body has transformed. His stamina is iron. When the marathon comes, he doesn't just finish it, he glides through it. Who was the success? The one who dreamed of the finish line, or the one who fell in love with the pavement?
Consider a writer who vowed, I will write a great novel this year. The weight of that great novel was so heavy it crushed him. He wrote for a week, hated it, and stopped. The blank page became a source of anxiety. Contrast him with the writer who set no goal. He simply said, my system is to write 500 words before breakfast. 500 words is nothing. It takes 30 minutes. It is manageable. He did it Monday, he did it Tuesday. Even when he didn't feel inspired, he wrote his 500 words. At the end of the year, he looked at his file. He had 180,000 words. He had written not just one book, but 2. He didn't need a goal. He needed a habit.
So, how do we leave the dazzling road of goals and step onto the quiet road of systems? Shift focus. Stop staring at the scoreboard. Keep your eyes on the ball. Don't say, I want six-pack abs. Say, I am a person who does not miss a workout. Start microscopically. Do not revolutionize your life in a day. Change 1 glass of soda to 1 glass of water. Automate willpower. Use technology. If you want to save, set an auto debit. If you want to eat healthy, do not buy junk food. Do not rely on resisting temptation. Remove it. The feedback loop. Every week, look at your system. Is it working? Is it too hard? Too easy? Adjust the machine. Enjoyment. This is crucial. If your system makes you miserable, it will fail. Listen to your favorite podcast while you run. Drink your favorite tea while you write. Make the process a reward in itself. Your brain is not designed for distant rewards. It is designed for immediate feedback. Goals fight against human nature. Systems work with it.
Now that we understand the philosophy,
We need a plan. Imagine you decide to build a house. You buy the bricks, the cement, the wood. You call the workers and say, "Start building." But you have no map. You have no design. You have no blueprint. What will happen? You might build a wall today and tear it down tomorrow. The foundation will be crooked, the roof will leak, it will be a disaster. Your life is far more complex than a house, yet most of us wander through our days without a blueprint. We make random decisions based on how we feel in the moment. We start a diet on Monday and eat pizza on Wednesday. We save money in January and spend it all in March. Result? A life of half-finished bridges and crumbling walls. A blueprint is not a dream board. It is a technical document. It is a map that connects where you are to where you want to be through the bridge of systems. Let us construct your blueprint, step by step. Step 1. The audit. You cannot use a map if you do not know where you are here is. You must be brutally honest. Strip away your ego. Look at your life in 4 key areas. Time. Track every minute for 3 days. You think you work hard? You might find you spend 4 hours a day on social media. Energy. What drains you? What fuels you? Are you giving your best energy to your work or to worrying? Habits. What do you actually do, not what you say you do? Do you smoke? Do you procrastinate? Do you complain? Resources. Look at your bank account. Look at your network. Look at your skills. What do you have in your arsenal? Step 2. The vision. Now project 5 years into the future, but be specific. Don't say, "I want to be rich." Say, "I want to have $200,000 in a diversified investment portfolio. I want to weigh 70 kilograms with 15% body fat. I want to work 6 hours a day on my own business." Write it down. This is the destination of the train. Step 3. The gap analysis. Look at step 1. Look at step 2. The distance between them is the gap. Current weight, 80 kilograms. Target, 65 kilograms. Gap, 15 kilograms. Current savings, 5,000. Target, 200,000. Gap, 195,000. The gap tells you what the system needs to do. Step 4. System design. This is where the magic happens. You design a machine to close the gap. Health system. I will walk 30 minutes daily at 6 a.m. I will lift weights on Mon, Wens, Fry. I will sleep at 11 p.m. sharp. Financial system. I will set an auto debit of 20% of my income on the first of the month. I will cook at home 6 days a week. Work system. I will do 2 hours of deep work from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., no phones. Relationship system. I will call my parents every Sunday. I will have a date night every Friday. Visualization. Create a visual representation, a chart, a board. Put it on your wall. Health, finance, work, relationships. See it every morning. Remind yourself, I am not wandering, I am building.
Let me tell you about James. James was an IT engineer. He was a good man, but he was drifting. He was always tired, always broke, always slightly overweight. He had goals, but they were ghosts. One day, James sat down and drew his blueprint. He wrote the ugly truth. Current weight, 182 pounds. Savings, $2,500. Stress, high. He wrote the vision. Weight, 154 pounds. Savings, $10,000. Career, freelance freedom. Then he ignored the vision and focused on the system. He didn't try to run a marathon, he ran 20 minutes a day. He didn't try to become a millionaire overnight, he set up a $50 auto debit. He didn't quit his job, he spent 1 hour a night learning new coding languages. He became a robot for his system. 1 year later, James stepped on the scale, 163 pounds. He checked his bank, $10,000. He checked his email, a freelance client offering him a contract. James didn't change his luck, he architected his life. If you do not have a blueprint, you are part of someone else's. If you do not design your life, society will design it for you, and society does not care about your happiness.
We have the map. Now we need the bricks. Where does real change come from? Does it come from a lightning strike of inspiration? Does it come from winning the lottery? No, it comes from the things so small you ignore them. It comes from habits. This chapter is titled Small Habits, Big System. Imagine brushing your teeth. It takes 2 minutes. If you skip it once, nothing happens. Your teeth don't fall out. No one notices. But if you skip it every day for 10 years, you lose your teeth. You get gum disease. Your health collapses. This is the compound effect. Small actions repeated over time equal massive transformation. We are terrified of big changes. I will change my whole life today. Sets off the alarm bells in your brain. Your brain hates change. It loves safety. But small habits fly under the radar. I will do 1 push-up. Your brain says, okay, that's easy. We can do that. And once you're on the floor, you might as well do 5, then 10. A system is just a wall made of thousands of habit bricks. Writing 10 minutes is a habit. Becoming an author is the system. Running 5 minutes is a habit. Becoming an athlete is the system.
Have you ever seen the train system in Japan? It is the most precise system in the world. A train scheduled for 12:03 arrives at 12:03. How? Do they have supercomputers? No, they have habits. The workers practice shisakanko, pointing and calling. Every time they do a task, they point at it and call it out. Signal is green. Speed is 80. It seems silly. It seems small. But this tiny habit reduces errors by 85%. The massive success of the Japanese railway is built on the tiny habits of individual workers. Recall the young writer who was paralyzed by fear. He wanted to write a masterpiece. He stared at the blank screen for months. Then he changed the rules. I will write 200 words every morning. That's it, even if they are bad words. 200 words is a paragraph. It takes 10 minutes. He did it. Some days he wrote 200, some days 500. At the end of the year, he had 70,000 words. That is a full-length novel. He didn't write a book. He built a habit. The book was just the debris left behind by his habit.
Habits are not magic. They are biology. They follow a loop. Cue, routine, reward. To build a habit, you must hack this loop. Start small, or the micro-habit. Don't vow to meditate for an hour. Meditate for 60 seconds. Make it so easy you cannot say no. Habit stacking. Attach the new habit to an old one. After I pour my coffee, old habit, I will read 1 page of a book, new habit. Use the existing neural pathway to build a new one. Environment design. Make it easy. If you want to go to the gym, pack your bag the night before and put it in front of the door. If you want to eat fruit, put it on the table, not in the fridge drawer. Immediate reward. The brain needs a cookie. After you walk, listen to your favorite song. After you work, eat a piece of chocolate. Celebrate the win.
There's a term called the math of 1%. Let's play a game of math. If you get 1% better every day for a year, mathematically, that is 1.01 to the power of 365. The result is 37.78. You don't become twice as good, you become 37 times better. But if you get 1% worse, 0.99 to the power of 365 is 0.03. You decline to nearly 0. Small habits are the interest rate of self-improvement. Let's know Henry. Henry has a guitar. Henry looked at the guitar in the corner. He wanted to play like a rock star,
but practicing for an hour seemed like torture. He applied the system, 5 minutes a day. He picked it up, he played a few chords, he put it down. Week 1, his fingers hurt. Month 1, the skin on his fingertips hardened, calluses formed. Month 6, the noise turned into a melody. Year 1, Henry was playing on stage. The 5-minute habit gave Henry a new identity. Dream big, yes, but start small. The mountain is climbed 1 step at a time.
Now we move to the fuel of life, money. Imagine you have $1. You can buy a snack and it is gone forever. Or you can plant it and grow a money tree. Money is not just currency, it is a system. It is a soldier that can fight for your freedom if you command it correctly. Let's return to James. Before his blueprint, James was a financial disaster. He earned $250 a month. He spent $250 a month. His room was full of gadgets he didn't use. His closet was full of clothes he didn't wear. He was buying happiness, but he was only renting pleasure. Then the crisis hit. His mother fell ill. The hospital asked for a deposit. James checked his wallet. Empty. The shame burned him. He realized, I am working for money, but my money is not working for me. You cannot build a fortress without counting the bricks. James adopted the 50-30-20 rule. 50% needs, rent, food, bills, $125. 30% wants, outings, hobbies, streaming, $75. 20% future, savings and investments, $50. This was not a suggestion, it was a law. The $50 left his account the moment his salary arrived. He didn't save what was left after spending, he spent what was left after saving. James learned a critical distinction. Savings is a parking lot. It is safe, but it doesn't move. You keep money here for emergencies. Investment is a highway. It is risky, but it moves fast. You put money here to grow. If you keep all your money in a savings account giving 3% interest, while inflation is 6%, you are actually losing money every day. You are becoming poorer safely. Before investing, James built his armor, an emergency fund. He saved 6 months of living expenses. When he was laid off later that year, he didn't panic, he didn't beg. He sat at home, calm, supported by his system, and found a better job. Money in the bank is not just cash, it is dignified silence in the face of trouble. Where should the money go? FD, the slow boat. Safe, low return, good for short term. RD, the discipline builder. Small amounts every month. Mutual funds, the team sport. You give your money to experts who invested in the market. Great for beginners. Stock market, the high seas. High risk, high reward. Only enter if you know how to swim, have knowledge. Gold or real estate, the bedrock. Physical assets that stand the test of time. Index funds or ETFs, the smart bet. Owning a tiny piece of the entire economy.
Let's know about the 8th wonder, the compound interest. Einstein called compound interest the 8th wonder of the world. He who understands it, earns it. He who doesn't, pays it. If James invests $50 a month in a SIP, returning 10% annually, in 20 years, he will have invested $12,000, but the value will be $38,000. That extra $26,000, that is free money. That is the money his money earned. That is the system working while James sleeps. Financial freedom is not about earning $100,000 a year. It is about building a system where your money generates enough income to cover your expenses.
You can have the best habits and the most money, but if you are alone, you will fail. No one succeeds in a vacuum. Chapter 5 is Relationship and Networking System. Imagine you are the most talented singer in the world, but you sing only in your shower. Will you become a star? No. Talent needs a vehicle. That vehicle is people. Nina was a designer in Austin. She was brilliant. Her work was art, but she was broke. She sat at home waiting for clients to find her. They didn't. She grew bitter. Why do mediocre designers get work? Then a friend dragged her to an event. She met an entrepreneur. She didn't ask for a job. She just showed her work. The entrepreneur was stunned. Within months, Nina was working for major brands. Her talent hadn't changed. Her network had changed. A relationship system is built on trust. Trust is a tripod. Honesty, do what you say. If you promise a delivery at 5 p.m., deliver at 4:55 p.m. Respect. Treat the waiter with the same dignity as the CEO. Character is watched when you think no one is looking. Reliability. Be the person who shows up. In a world of flakes, reliability is a superpower.
Networking is not begging. Remove the word networking. It sounds transactional. Replace it with farming. You plant seeds, you water them, you wait. Many people hunt. They meet someone and immediately ask, "Can you give me a job?" This is relationship suicide. The system of networking is give, 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 then ask. Ask, "How can I help you? Do you need a connection? Can I solve a problem for you?" When you create value for others, you become a magnet. Opportunities seek you out. Sociologist Mark Granovetter discovered something fascinating. Most big opportunities, jobs, deals, do not come from your close friends. Your close friends know the same people you know. They come from weak ties, distant acquaintances, the person you met once at a conference, the old classmate. They are bridges to new worlds. Don't neglect the people on the edge of your circle.
We live online. Your LinkedIn, your Facebook, your Instagram. These are not just albums. They're your resume. Curate them. Share value. Join groups not to lurk, but to lead. Megan ran a small startup. She was struggling. She joined an online forum. She didn't spam. She answered questions. She gave advice. A senior investor noticed her wisdom. He reached out. He mentored her. Today, Megan's company is worth millions. One relationship, nurtured through a system of value, changed her destiny. Finally, the glue of relationships is emotional intelligence. Can you read the room? Can you feel someone's pain? Can you celebrate someone's win without envy? Intelligence, IQ, gets you in the door. Emotional intelligence, EQ, keeps you in the room.
We have reached the final frontier, the thing we fear most. Failure. Close your eyes. Imagine you are in a race. You are running fast. The crowd is cheering. Suddenly you trip. You crash into the dirt. Silence falls. You bleed. You have two choices. Stay on the ground. Cry. Blame the track. Blame the shoes. Quit. Or get up. Wipe the blood. Analyze why you fell. Run again. This chapter teaches us that failure is not the opposite of success. It is a component of success. It is not an enemy. It is a teacher. Let's know the story of Aaron. Aaron traveled from a small town to Los Angeles. He wanted to be an actor. He had dreams in his eyes. In his first audition, the director laughed. "You, a hero? Look at yourself." Aaron was shattered. He could have gone home. He could have accepted the label of failure. But Aaron had a learning system. He didn't take it personally. He took it professionally. Why did he say that? Is my acting weak? Is my diction poor? He joined a theater group. He worked on his voice. He studied cinema. He failed again and again. But every failure was data. He was collecting rejection slips like trophies. Years later, Aaron stood on stage receiving an award. He thanked his failures. "They chiseled me," he said. "They took a stone and made a statue."
Thomas Edison failed 1,000 times to invent the light bulb. A reporter asked, How does it feel to fail 1,000 times? Edison smiled. I didn't fail. I found 1,000 ways that won't work. This is the reframing system. A fail is not a verdict on your soul. It is just feedback. It is nature telling you, not this way. Try another way. There is a 4-step loop. How do you systematize failure? Acceptance. Don't deny it. I failed. Own it. It hurts, but pain is instructive. Autopsy. Dissect the corpse of the failure. Why did the business crash? Was the product bad? Was the marketing weak? Be a scientist, not a victim. Lesson. Extract the gold. Write it down. Next time, I will do X instead of Y. Restart. Get back in the arena. Immediately. The longer you wait, the more the fear grows. A person named Ron started a business. It flopped. He lost his savings. Friends said, "Get a job." Ron said, "No, I learned that I am bad at accounting." He started again. He hired an accountant. This time, the partnership failed. I learned I need legal contracts. He started again. The third company exploded. It succeeded beyond his wildest dreams. Ron wasn't lucky. He was educated by his defeats. Fail fast, learn faster. Silicon Valley has a motto, fail fast. If you are going to fail, do it quickly. Do it cheaply. Learn the lesson and pivot. Do not fear the fall. Fear the safety that keeps you from ever running.
We have traveled a long road today. We have dismantled the glittering lie of goals. We have built the quiet, powerful engine of systems. We have drawn the blueprint of your life. We have laid the bricks of small habits. We have secured the fortress of money. We have woven the web of relationships. We have turned failure into fuel. This book, Build Your System, is not just a manual. It is a philosophy of living. It asks you to stop being a dreamer and start being a builder. Dreams are cheap. Everyone has a dream. But systems are rare. Systems are hard. Systems are what separate the amateur from the professional. One day you will look back at your life. You will not remember the goals you set on New Year's Eve. You will remember the habits you kept when no one was watching. You will remember the discipline of the morning run. You will remember the savings that grew silently in the background. You will remember the hand that pulled you up when you fell. That is your legacy. That is your system. Don't wait for inspiration. Inspiration is a fickle friend. Build a system. A system is a loyal servant. Start today. Pick one habit. Write one page. Save $1. The machine starts with a single gear. Go build your system and let the system build you. This is the morale. Seeking truth, finding strength, and mastering the process. Thanks for listening.